How's it going, everybody? So, we are back for part two of the Makerworld banning video. So, I wanted to give you guys a follow up on what's happened, what's been going on, and what's been resolved. So, pretty much about a week after, maybe less, after I posted the video, I was reached out by a representative at Makerworld to try to figure out why I was banned, to get information and have a conversation, which was great, right? I mean, we all want to be heard, so you go through the right channels. At least you think, right? You do the appeal, you do everything, but at the end of the day, I think we all want to know why. Like, that's a question that, as humans, we tend to want to know. So, walk through the data, and basically what it comes down to is the system is not designed to protect anyone in particular on that platform. It's designed to protect them and the points, which makes sense, right? Like, they're giving away points that you can either get, trade in for cash, or you can buy products or get products for free. So from a security standpoint, they have to make sure that nobody's trying to con the system. So the reason I was banned was because I had one in particular person that had did the majority of my downloads over the course of 6 or 7 months. I don't know what triggered the final straw, but also I don't know if it's part of the exclusive model program, but they do have the ability to, I guess, view images, make sure that your content is your content. In my case, I have the V for Vendetta model up, and there were some screenshots that were shared with me about that particular model being on Etsy, being sold by, I think, 2 or 3 other users. Turns out that the pictures that were taken, the screenshots, were not of actual digital files. They were the prints, which we all know, when people buy your product or your design, they pretty much print them and sell them. So that was perfectly fine by me. I was like, those are just people printing my designs. I mean, who's going to pay, $200, $300 for a file? I mean, unless you're getting it commissioned and it's for you and it's for product. But for the normal Joe Blow, they're going to get a file, they're going to print a couple dozen, they're going to see what sells, and they're going to post it up on their Etsy or their Patreon page or their website. So that kind of got resolved, and then of course educating and communicating about file sharing, how that process works. I feel like the representative that I talked to really gained insight. I mean, she's told me that they had no idea about that process and found it very informative. And actually, we talked more about artist protection than the banning situation. That pretty much got resolved pretty quickly. Of course, my main concern was, how does this affect people? And then, of course, how do we resolve it for anyone in the future, not just me, that there should be an easier process to get an answer versus kind of this generic response. I mean, I really don't like filming myself. I would rather do pictures of my screen or video on my screen or my hands or do voiceover. So being on camera is not the top 10 thing that I like to do, but I felt it was kind of one of those things where I wasn't seeing any content and on anywhere about being banned from Makerworld, which is kind of good and bad, I guess. From a business standpoint, that's good. From a normal person standpoint, I find that kind of odd. I really felt like I was the only one. So I am officially unbanned, and my models are back up and all my stuff's there. One tidbit of information that I want to share about this process is that I don't know if any of you know, but there is a Bambu forum. And it is very informative. There's a lot of good information on there. And one of the points that I found was there's a couple, threads about being banned, but that you can request a manual review. I had no idea. That was not presented in the appeal process or the response back, the initial response back. If that would have been kind of front and center, especially for new users or for people that may have no experience and they're just getting into 3D printing and something happens, I feel like that information should be front and center. Hey, this is your appeal. Fill out the information, upload your pictures, basically upload your evidence. And then once you get that response back, which is probably going to be generated, there should be is this a satisfactory response? Can we close the ticket or request a manual review? That's what I suggested. And I think that's what should happen. I don't know if it will, but that's what should happen. From that conversation, sorry, my brain's kind of trying to remember everything, and I don't script it. I'm just trying to make it up as I go, right? So moving forward, I'm going to try to start doing more content to upload on Makerworld, just because, after talking with the representative, I don't really want to use her name, but she was very nice. She was very professional. She's very responsive. We talked for probably about 3 hours, which is a long time to talk to somebody when you think you're going to initially get on a call and be defensive. And it was not. It was very easy. It was very nice. So they've decided to, I guess, sponsor me. And I don't know necessarily what that means. I'm still trying to work out the details, but I will say that I have not felt comfortable doing designs hardcore in the community like I used to, 3.5 years ago. I've pretty much been doing commissions, and the reason was for that of the file sharing and people basically, taking artist content and putting it on these platforms, and there's really nothing that you can do about it because it's a full-time job trying to get your stuff taken down. So they do have this new exclusive model program. You might want to go to their website and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. And I believe you have to have like 100 prints and some other things. Look through it. If you're an artist and you're interested, I've seen and heard good things, right? So one of the reasons I decided to keep moving forward is I think it was in the forum or on a Facebook post in Bambu where a designer had uploaded his content to the exclusive model program, and I think it was within a couple of hours, somehow Bambu, Makerworld, whatever, located it, got it taken down, sent him an email. I mean, the whole nine. They went hardcore. So if you're an artist, I believe that they're actively trying to protect you as well. You got to remember that they are a printing platform, right? And they want to see their product getting used. But at the same time, people that design need to ensure that it's going to happen. Like, you can't just worry about is the machine okay? If there's nothing to send to the printer, what are you printing? So that's kind of what I always tell people when they ask me about 3D printing. I'm like, well, you got to design it first. Think of it like if you're writing a paper. If you're writing the paper on a computer, how do you get it from the computer to your teacher? Well, nowadays you would send it to your printer and then it would print it out. So, but if you don't type it, there's nothing to print. So I will say, if I would have known about the forum, I probably would have done the manual review. And if I still didn't feel like I was getting a valid uh, why response, like, why did I get banned? XYZ, I probably still would have done the YouTube video simply because I wanted an answer, right? I wanted to know why, especially if you didn't do anything wrong. If you didn't do anything wrong, there should be no reason why someone should not provide you with evidence or the information. It should not be a stonewall. I've seen a lot of comments in the actual forum where people have gotten banned for a year or permanently or suspended, and it's been over 6 or 7 months and they still have no responses. They're still getting this generic response, sorry, we can't help you. So if that's your case, fight, make noise. If you know you didn't do anything wrong, and not just on this platform, any platform, voice your concerns. I just watched a video the other day about this gamer from PlayStation. He's been gaming since like the 80s. Played a whole bunch of consoles and platforms, and then in the early 90s, he really gravitated towards PlayStation. And I think it was a month ago or 2 months ago, something like that, September 9th. I remember the date just because it's right after my son's birthday. He got banned from PlayStation, woke up one morning, and it was a very similar story where the system banned him without understanding the other links in the chain of their platform. So I'm not a big gamer guy, but I will leave a link in the below for that video. And it just really resonated with me last night when I watched it, and I've been kind of dreading doing this video, not because it's not all good news. It's great news, right? Like, I got my answer. I found out some information. I'm able to provide that information to you guys. But it made me go, this guy who's been on this platform has promo deals. Everyone knows him. He's a big deal. He gets banned. And nobody blinked an eye at the company. Nobody said, hey, you've been with us a long time. Let me figure it out. Customer service reps were dogging him. He called, they were dogging him. And so he just gave up. And I said, that is not what I want to do. I'm not giving up. So I'm going to make the video for you guys to give you an update, because I don't want it to seem like I was bad-mouthing Makerworld or Bambu. I simply wanted to know why I got banned. In these forums, there's always a lot of speculation in regards to why you're banned. People say, oh, hey, I was banned. I don't know why. I was on vacation, or I was at someone else's house in another country, something, right? One of the ones I read this morning was he was banned. I think his name was Gabrick. And it started really decent, right? Here's my information. Here's the responses, things like that. But then it slowly started going into copyright. And almost everything that you can 3D print has some form of, like if you do a Batman, well, change him 90%. It's your interpretation. I'm doing Thundercats. I do other stuff. But he had other models of something similar. He was, adamant that it may be this. And he's like, well, my other models are kind of the same. So why didn't those get taken down? And then the rest of the conversation was about he probably got banned because of that. And it's like, no, there's more. And his response, one of his responses was, well, I did the appeal and I got my response back, so there's nothing more to do. And it's like, no, respond back to the appeal. Why? Here's XYZ. Show anything to get your point across. But a lot of the guys and girls, a lot of the makers in the group, were stating, hey, do a manual review. I don't know where that button's at. If someone does know where that is at, make a comment, please. And shameless plug, I'm trying to get better at it, but if you like the content, I know I don't have a lot of videos. Subscribe and like, share, whatever. I'm just trying to build it up. So, anyways, what I told him was keep your voice up, right? You're a designer. You deserve to know why you got banned from a platform. You're a person. You deserve to know why you were disciplined when you don't think you did anything wrong. So, to everyone out there, I am not by any means a Bambu expert. I have been using other printers, which I'm not going to mention here, for a while, and I like them. They're dependable. I'm eager to see what everything's about, right? But also, I want to say that I am, and I communicated this to that representative, I am really impressed by the Bambu community. You guys and girls, it's really amazing to see how you all work together and help each other, and I think it's because of the way that Bambu has integrated a lot of different things from other platforms or designs. You know, the ease of use, you know, being able to access stuff on your phone or from wherever you're at. And you really couldn't do that before. At least I've never seen it, right? So when you, from an outside perspective, you guys are growing the community. And if you guys are growing it and you guys are making it what it is, then understand that you have a voice in it. And if something is wrong, it's up to you to let them know, not just on a mechanical level, not on a defect level, but, you know, any level, right? Speak up, put your voice out there, and just keep printing. I'm really kind of amazed by some of the stuff that I've seen, people printing on these printers. I mean, I've seen a lot of things, but it's pretty cool. So remember, be good or be good at it, and hopefully I don't have to do another video on something negative into a positive. Moving forward, my content's going to be pretty much about printing and the things that I'm printing and the things that I like to do. If you're interested in those things, again, subscribe and like somewhere up here around, and I'll hopefully get better at this YouTube thing and we can make some cool stuff. So thanks.